Isur Chometz on Pesach is only shaykh on Chamisha Minej Dogon. 5 types of grains. Chito, Seuiro, Kusmin, Shiboiles Shuol, and Shifoin. Wheat, barley, hops, the other ones I don't know what it is. Only from these 5 types of dogon, shaykh matzah, shaykh birchas hamoitzi, and shaykh mitzvahs chalo, and birchas hamozon, and alamechia. There's no chometz from anything else. But the geoinim were moisef isur kitnios. Looks like chometz. The amei ha'oretz might use the chamisha mine dogon to cook on Pesach. They don't know the difference between kitnios and chamisha mine dogon. So they made a isur for anything that looks like dogon. And that minik that the Goyim made not to eat Kitnios on Pesach was not niskabel by the Eidus Mizrach, by most of the Sfaradim. Orez is a machloikis in the Gemara if it's min dogon or not. There's one sheet of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, Psochen Dav Lamed Hey Med Aleph, that holds Orez is a min dogon. What is Orez? We're not sure. Some Sfaradim, even though they eat Kitnios, but they are machmir on Orez, because it's very difficult to be boydek that should not be any chito whatsoever. Bizman hazeh, that they make a good bediko, especially for people who are allergic to tvuah, to wheat. A Sfardi that doesn't have the isur of Orez is allowed to eat rice on Pesach, unless his mishpocha has a minik to be machmir. The Tur in Simen Tov Nun Gimel calls the chumrah of not eating kidneys and rice minik shel chumra yeseiro, and he says that in his place they did not have that minik. But the Darkei Moshe from the Ramo says, today onu bnei Ashkenazim nohogu lehachmir. A kedero, a pat that was cooked with chometz, you cannot use it on Pesach. We had cooked a dover osur, you have to wait 24 hours and make hagolas kelim. You have to kasher the pot. What's the halacha with kitnios? If somebody cooked on Pesach betos kitnios on a pot, can he use that pot on Pesach or not? The Kavachaim brings down that the Pri Chodosh is matter after 24 hours. You can use that keli. You don't have to kasher the keli. For the same reason, if somebody has to eat kitnios, let's say he's a choyle, you are allowed to cook kitnios on Pesach. Somebody wants to be mater neder to eat kitnios on Pesach. Is he allowed to be mater neder or not? Some Soifer says in Siman Kufchov Beis, you're not allowed to be mater neder. It doesn't help. And the Shari Tshuva says, if he's an Ashkenazi and he is mater neder, he is a poiretz geder. And the Maril says, Chayv miso bidei shomayim. But if Ashkenaziyah gets married to a Sfaradi, till now she was not allowed to eat kitnios and Pesach. Now she is allowed to eat kitnios and Pesach because she has to follow the minik habal. Does she have to be mater neder to eat kitnios? Rav Moshe says there is no hatoras nedorim. How about matzah shruya, Gibroks? Minik Chasidim not to eat matzah shruya. That minik started from the Talmidim of Mazriche Magid. The Mekor is from the Rishon, but the minik is from the Talmidim Mazriche Magid, Baratanya and Weiter. If somebody has a minik not to eat matzah shruya and he wants to be mater neder, is he allowed to be mater neder? The answer is yes, he is allowed to be mater neder, because this is only a chumra be'alma. Does he have to be mater neder? Depends. If he thought there's an Easter to eat matzah shruya and it wasn't a chumra, it was a din, he's making a mistake, then he doesn't have to be mater neder. But if he knew that it was a chumra and he was machmir, then he is allowed to be mater neder and he should be mater neder. Rabbi Yankov Kamenetsky comes from a Litvische mishpocha. They do eat Gibroks on Pesach, but he himself did not eat, and the reason for that was his second Rebbetzin came from a mishpocha from Chasidim that did not eat Gebroks on Pesach. Once in Canada, a Choshev Yid asked him to come eat by him for Pesach, and he did not know how to refuse him. He didn't want to eat by him Pesach. In Pesach you don't eat even by a brother. So he asked this Yid, do you eat Gebroks on Pesach? So the Yid says, of course we do. So he said, by us the minig is not to eat Gebroks. He was mekabel on himself that day the minig of his Rebbetzin, and since then he did not eat Gebroks. But his children do eat. The whole Isur of Gebroks, they bring down the Shari Tshuva, was when they used to have very thick matzahs, like the Baratanya says. The minig was to make like lachmei toido. Korban Pesach is similar to Korban toido. Sheyotzu mebeis hu asurin. Korban toido, from each isoron you make 3 matzahs. An isoron is 43 eggs and a fifth. That's oimer. Oimer is hayisoron. Divide that by 3, comes out about 14 eggs per matzah. And how do you bake such a matzah? It says in Beis Hillel, you bake it rekikim dakim. What's the shift from rekikim dakim? A etzba, an inch thick. The Baal Tanya brings down how to do it, and the minik was to do it. And everybody got from that matzah a kazayis. One kazayis is a third of an egg, or lechumro, a half an egg. Today we do not have such a matzahs. Afal piken, some people are machmir not to put the matzah in water. But the mekor from this minig was only when the matzahs were soft. That's what says in Shari Tshuva, in the Yiros Moshe. If somebody wants to be Matan Neder, he could be Matan Neder. The Koshnitz Magid says in Agodah Shel Pesach, was makpit one day of Pesach to eat matzah shruya to show that it's only a chumrah and not to be moitzilas on the tzadikei elyonim that ate matzah shruya on Pesach. If somebody has to eat matzah soaked in water because he doesn't have teeth, he is allowed. And minastam, he doesn't need hatorah. Most Chasidim do not eat Gibroks, but Achron Shel Pesach do eat Gibroks. As the minig in Chabad, but in Kaapitshniz they were makpid not to let the kelim from the Rebbe to become Gibroks. The reason for that, Kaapitshniz is an einikel from the Rishoneh, who was an einikel from the Mazritzch Magid. They had the minig to eat the matzahs soft and thick, so they were makpid not to eat Gibroks, even the Achron Shel Pesach. Potatoes. Can you bake a cake that looks like chometz with potato starch? Before you would say that this is the Gezeras Kitnios. Or maybe not. The Ameorets would think that the grain looks like tvua, but the potato doesn't look like grain. The Chayodim wants to aser. The Divrei Chaim is matir. One of the reasons is because the Gezeras Kitnios was done by the Geonim. Potatoes come from America. The Geonim lived before 1492. They did not have potatoes in their time. Could be that the Geonim would have aser potatoes, but since they did not aser, we don't have bekoyach to aser anymore. The same thing is with peanuts, come from America. Moshe says there's no iser. If somebody already had an iser in his mishpocha, then he should be machmir. The question is with tiras, maize, corn, it comes from America. It was not yodua when the times of the Geonim. Afal piken the menik is to aser. What's the difference between tiras and tapuach adoma? Why tapuach adoma is muter and tiras is osir? That's for sure that a choyle that has to take tablets that have corn, and Moshe says it's muter.